Is my voice audible there? I'll not use the mic in that case. Okay. So, I guess in the previous session we were working on login of a user, right? User login is something that we were doing in the previous session. So, all right. So tell me, once the user has logged in, where were you taking the user to? Sorry? You are taking him to a home page. In the home page, if you remember, you are displaying some message. What was the message? Hello user. Correct? So, yeah, welcome or whatever. Maybe let me close this. What was the project name that I wrote? Food app, right? So, if I try to log in, if I run this, run on the server, select the Tomcat server, finish it. So, what was the name? I guess it was login or some other file was present, src main web app login.html. Login.html. So, was it not login.html? No. Not this project. Some other project on a different workspace. Hello? You don't remember? Let me try to change the workspace. All right. So this was the thing, no? If the user is logged in, welcome user, else user not logged in, click here to log in. This was the thing that I was working on. So if I go to my login.jsp, run this application, so on the browser, you can see here I am in the login.jsp page. I told I will not log in, rather I will directly go to the home.jsp. Then you will see user not logged in, click here to log in. So this information, I now want you to change it a little. Sir, how do I have to change this information, sir? So tell me, if I go to a food application, what information will be available to me? Assume that this entirely is a web page. So what will you be able to see here? You will have one navigation bar. Yes or no? There will be one logo, whatever you want. Then you will have a name, maybe let's say food app. What else will you have? You will have some information. Maybe here, if the user is logged in, you will say, hey, username. Then you will have some hyperlinks. For example, let's say profile or cart option. Anyways, since it is a food app, I will have a hyperlink called as cart to see what items are in my cart. Instead of using the text as cart, you can use one image of a cart. Right? Okay, cart. What else will you have? You will also be able to see your profile. Sir, my profile will be here, sir. One image will be there, sir, as a profile. For this, there will be one drop down, sir. You will have a drop down as profile, maybe change password, logout. Right? This will be there. What else, sir? You want to see what is the orders you have made in the past. So for that, one section here called as order history will be there. I hope you are able to understand this. So you will have name of the user displayed, cart, order history, photo of the user. And you will also have profile profile, change password and log out as a drop down. See, for now you can keep everything in the header only, in the navigation bar. Later you can change it wherever you want it. You can put it as a list and put it under something. But for now, when should this be displayed? When the user logs in, this should be displayed. Along with this, you want anything else to be displayed? What do you want? Sir, restaurants should also be displayed, sir. I need a image, 1 image, 2 image, 3. Let's assume 3 images I want to display. Like this, 3 more. In other words, any number of restaurants I have, I want to display the restaurants like this. Right? And not just the restaurant images, sir. Also, I need a name of the restaurant. Maybe rating I want to display here. Whatever is 4-star, 5-star ratings you would have saved. Then you also want to display cuisine type. Then you also want to display delivery time. Right? So these are the details you want to display for each restaurant on your home page. Will you agree with me? All this when will you display? If user is logged in. Sir, user is not logged in, sir. Then what should I do, sir? Yes, if the user is not logged in, what should I do? So I will say, if the user is not logged in, logo, do you want to display or no? Logo should be there, sir. App name will be there, sir. Will you have hey null, because user is not logged in? Do you want to display hey null? No, sir, I will not display. Then, sorry? Sir, here simply I will say login or register. Now your navigation bar is going to change based on whether user is logged in or not logged in. If user is logged in, you will show this navigation bar. If user is not logged in, you will show this navigation bar. Sir, what about the things in the bottom, sir? Tell me now, I will not log into Swiggy. I will go to Swiggy's website. Will hotels be visible or not visible to me? Not visible? Let me go here. See here, I haven't logged in. So it is saying sign in. But you can see the restaurants and the hotels are available to me. Maybe I'll go to the app. So you can see here everything is visible to me. In the same way, your application also should be able to display the information. Will you agree with me? So I will say, boss, whether the user is logged in or not logged in, this restaurant details will be visible. Restaurant details will be visible, but only the navigation bar will change. I hope you understand this. Any confusion? So what you have to do now? First and foremost thing, forget about how to display the restaurants. Now, I want you to design one navigation bar. This navigation bar, one navigation bar you have to design when the user is logged in. If the user is not logged in, another navigation bar you should design. Hello? Can you try doing it? Along with it, I will also tell you, don't you feel I have to bring the restaurants now? Yes. So in the restaurant table, what all information do you have? So this is my Table food app, not this. Online food delivery. What is the table? Restaurant table. So you can see all this information is available in the restaurant table. It is up to you what information you want to display. If you ask me only the name and rating, delivery time, and what is the type of food it delivers, it is sufficient. If you feel, sir, no sir, address also I will display, it is your wish. If you want, you can display the address also. Right? So, see, one more thing is admin user ID I have created. Probably you would have not created it. Don't get confused now saying, sir, I did not create it. Whatever I have created, that much is sufficient for us for now. You don't have to worry about it. But one thing is, now tell me, what should you do? When should the restaurants be displayed? Whether the user is logged in or not logged in, it should be displayed. Yes or no? Which page will be displayed to you whether the user is logged in or not logged in? Home page will be displayed, which means your home.jsp. You have this file which is called as home.jsp. Yes or no? So, this home.jsp should be the one. This home.jsp, sorry, this page whatever I am saying here called as home.jsp. So what is home.jsp displaying as of now? Sir, home.jsp will display a nav bar, sir. Yes. Nav bar also, it will display customized nav bar whether the user is logged in. One nav bar, if user is logged out, another nav bar it will display, sir. Will you agree with me? From where is it seen and how is your home.jsp able to get different nav bars? Sir, based on session data, based on whatever is there in the session, home.jsp will be giving me, sir. What is there in the session? User variable. The user object's reference user. If the user is logged in, it will display one nav bar. If it is logged out, another nav bar, sir. Yes or no? What should your home.jsp also display? Sir, it should also display details about restaurants, sir. It should also display details about restaurant, sir. Are you able to understand this? Details about a restaurant, how will it display? Are you able to get my question? How will it display the details about the restaurant? What is it? Is it a JSP file or a servlet file? Can your JSP file bring the details about a restaurant from the database? Sir, JSP's duty is not to talk to the database, sir. JSP should only talk to the browser. So whatever this restaurant information I want, who should be bringing this? There should be one servlet, sir, which should get it. Yes or no? Which means before your home.jsp is called, one servlet should be called now. Who is calling home.jsp? Login servlet. Yes or no? So if you remember, you had one page here. What is this page? Login.jsp. Login.jsp. There was one submit button. This submit button called one file. Which file? Login servlet. Login servlet called one more file. Which was that file? User DAO implementation.java. In that it called a method called as get user by email, Get user by email, went to the database, fetched the data, gave it to the login servlet. And login servlet, here it created an object of user. I got the user object. I checked if password is correct. If password is correct, I put this into the session. And once I have put it into the session, here is where I was calling the home.jsp. Will you agree with me? Now tell me, if I call home.jsp, home.jsp will go to the session, get the user, details about the user, it will display. It also should display the restaurants. Where is the restaurant data? Is it available in the session? Sir, restaurant data is not available in the session, then what should I do? Are you able to understand this? Before the control goes to home.jsp, somebody should go to the database, get the details about the restaurants. Who has to do it, sir? One servlet I will create. So I will say here, boss, login servlet.java, you don't directly call home.jsp. You don't directly call home.jsp. Rather, you call one file. Call this as home servlet.java. Who has to call it? Login servlet. Tell me, can your login servlet call another servlet? How? Request dispatcher I can use, or send redirect I can use. So I will use either of it, either a send redirect or a request dispatcher. One of it I will use. I will call home servlet.java. Sir, what should home servlet.java do now, sir? Home servlet.java will make use of one class. What is the class? Restaurant DAO implementation.java. Home servlet will call this restaurant DAO implementation.java. This will again go to the database, fetch data. Tell me, is it one restaurant you want to display or a list of restaurants? List of restaurants I want to display, sir. If you want to display list of restaurants, can you tell me what will you have here? I will have restaurant list. Whatever is this restaurant list, I will pass it to my home servlet. So you can see I will have a restaurant list. Whatever this restaurant list is there, I will now put it into the session. So I will have a restaurant list. Once I have added the restaurant list, now my home servlet will now send a control to home.jsp. Home.jsp will go to the session. It will check if user data is there. If user data is there, it will say logged in user. It will display the data, else it will say login or register. Then below that, from the session, it would bring the restaurant list, display the restaurant list. I hope you are able to understand this. So I hope you are able to understand how two different functionalities are now combined to one functionality. Yes or no? Hello? So, can you try this? How to bring a list? Today afternoon only we have discussed. Yes or no? Is it difficult? Anything challenging? But are you able to understand whatever we are learning in the class, similar thing only we are having in the project? Is there anything apart from that? Sir, maybe DAO implementation, DAO, I did not write it in the class. But logic for it, already I have taught you what it is there. Only thing is I am writing it in the servlet. You will be calling it from one file, that's all. And anyways, if you remember, get all restaurants is a method which will give you a list only. Array list of restaurants. The same thing you will put it into a session. From there call the home.jsp. I hope you are able to understand this. Can you try this? How many of you have still not completed login? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is left out? I mean, the entire thing is left out. JSP you have to do. Home.jsp. Then, oh, you did not start only then. That is what I am asking. All right. Can you try it? Others? Anybody who has a doubt, how will it work, sir? Once again, I should explain. See, very simple. Previously, what I did, I had login.jsp. I submitted, it went to login servlet. From login servlet, I went to user DAO implementation. I brought one user object. I gave it to login servlet. In login servlet, I checked if user is null. If user is null, I told go and register. If user is not null, I check the passwords. If password is correct, I put that user to session. Then I was calling home.jsp. But if I call home.jsp, only user is available for me. But on home.jsp, I want restaurants also. So I will say I will put this user to the session. Then I will call home servlet. Home servlet will go to restaurant DAO implementation. Get all restaurants is a method. I will call it. See what code you have to write here, you don't have to worry because already you have written that code. You will just call get all servlets, you will get one get all restaurants, you will get one restaurant list, put it into session, then call home.jsp. Here you will only be designing for one restaurant and you will put that into a loop till all the restaurants are over. If you remember employee list, how did I display it? I wrote it for one employee. I put everything in a loop. So each employee it was displayed. So styling, that is the whole reason why I did not ask you to write the HTML code earlier. Because that HTML code I will not be using it here. In HTML what were you doing? If you had to display 6 restaurants, 6 different div tags you would have placed one beside other. You would have made use of some flex or whatever and you would have displayed it. But here you will write the flex tag, but displaying div only once you will write. You will take that div, put it into one loop. Run it as long as all the restaurants are over. I hope you understand this. See, for now, if you are not able to display it like this, display it one below the other like how I did for my employee. At least I want you to bring the details. Once you have the details, give it to ChatGPT, it will only style and give. You don't have to worry on, don't waste time on styling. I don't want you to waste time on HTML and CSS. For the first, your project should be working end to end. For working the project end to end, what do you need? The information should be displayed, sir, like this. Even if it is plain white page, it is sufficient for me. Where is it? I guess even if it is like this plain white page also, it is sufficient for me. But main thing is data should be displayed initially. Later, once you get the data, then try to style it. I'll see so many students who will be like, sir, front end should be good, sir. Back end, let there be scrap in back end. Front end, visible should be good, sir. But nobody is going to care. Today, for front end, I'll say you there are so many drag and drop tools that we have. For example, forget about drag and drop tools. If you go to, I guess I showed this website, codepen.io. If you go here, so many code ready-made you will get. Nobody is going to see whether you are return the code or no. Available code is already there. But what people will be valuing is the logic. Whether you know how an application works. Sir, I know how to create a front end, sir. Beautiful front end I'll create. But logic and all I don't know. See, no doubt there is separate set of front-end developers also. But for that, if you say only HTML, CSS I know, sir, I will do front-end. People will expect you to know UI, UX. They'll expect you to know libraries or frameworks like React or Angular. Then you can call yourself front-end developer. HTML, CSS, you cannot call yourself a front-end developer. I hope you are able to understand this. So don't concentrate more on the front end. When I say don't concentrate more on the front end, only in project. Now don't stop reading HTML, CSS and say Akhil told not to concentrate. Again, I'll have to fight with Harshit for that, or with Blessina for that. But what I'm trying to tell you here is, make sure it is simple. Even if you don't write it, give it to ChatGPT. Say I want to create cards and give me. This is the code. This is my JSP code. Can you style it a little? It will style and give you. See, very simple. If I just have to show you, I had created the employee JSP, right? Let me open it. For employee, I created one employee JSP, right? So whatever we did in the afternoon class, that is what I'm trying to tell you. So what was the app name? CRUD. Okay, SRC, main, web app, show employee. Okay. So see here, I'll just copy this. I'll go to ChatGPT and I will try to, not chat.google, hello. ChatGPT, okay. Here I will say, this is my JSP code. Can you style it as individual cards for employee? So you can see it is giving me some CSS, everything. Let me try to print this and see what will happen. So let me just copy this. Before I print and show you, first I will show you how did my page without the styling look like. You already have seen it, but once again I will just show this to you. What is happening? Oh, Tomcat, I guess on the other side project is active. Stop it. Okay. Index.jsp, run it. So I'll just go back here, index. This is my index.jsp. I'll click here. So this is how it is displaying without the styling. Now I will just go back. I will open my show employee.jsp. I'll say Control A, Control V, save it. Now come back, refresh it. So you can see each individual card I'm able to display. Maybe if I reduce the size, you are able to display it one beside the another. In the same way, you can still say, you know, can you make it something else, some other thing? Now, let us assume I will add some more data so that I'll be able to give you a right understanding of it. So September JEE employee, ID number 3, XYZ, developer 10,000, XYZ at gmail.com, some password, then ID number 4, MNO, IT 10,000, MNO at gmail.com and some password. So you can see here now I will apply it, I will finish it. Now I will just go back, rerun my project because now the list has increased. I will click here and you can see why is it displaying for, is it repeating? It is repeating. Let me stop and rerun the server in that case. So what is happening is, first of all, there were 2 data in the session. Again when I click, another 2 data has got, another 4 data. So 6 data is visible. So I will stop and rerun the project. Now you can see I will rerun this. Click here. So you can see you are getting 4 details in a row. Even if I have 5, I will get 5 in a row. Maybe I will say now, I will go to ChatGPT, I will say, can you design it such that in each row I should have 3 cards. Right? You can give it to it. You don't have to worry, sir, how will I write flex, sir? You don't write. I never asked you to write any code, for the front end at least. But back end logic, everything you need to write. So you can see here, is it given me the code? Okay. It is given me in different chunks. I will say create a single JSP file where you give me internal CSS. It is given me as external CSS, etc. So I will say give it to me as an internal CSS. So sorry that it's deviating from the code is what I believe, because result set and all is what it is talking about, which means your JSP is only trying to do everything. I'll do one thing. Oh, this was a different window. Okay, this window. Can you alter the code such that in each row I should get 3 cards? So you can see I'll now just copy this, go back to my show employee.jsp, Control A, Control V, save it, come to my front end. This was my front end, employee list, refresh it. So you can see you'll only be able to see 3 cards. So in the same way, you also want 3 or 4 restaurants, you can decide and you can display them. But don't spend lot of time on styling. I want you to understand, you need the data, first get the data, styling later you can try doing it. Is that clear? Yes. So can you try to work on this then? Right? So can you try doing this? In this again I am trying to tell you half of the code already you know, or if I have to tell you all the code you know. Only thing is bringing it from different places, writing it here. In fact, what is project? Whatever you learn, you implement. The same thing you are doing here also. Hello? Now tell me, in all of this, any portion, sir, this portion I don't know how to do, sir. This portion, sir, whatever you are saying here, I don't know how to do it, sir. This is just the second feature in your project. Login is over, bringing all the restaurants. In this way, you will have another 8 more features. All 8 more features, no point will be such that, sir, I don't know how to do it. Why I am trying to tell you this is, I just want you to have that confidence. Whatever you follow in the class, the same thing you will implement in the project. So understanding the class is one important thing. If you understand the class properly, working on the project is not at all difficult. I hope you understand this, right? So can you start working on this? Yes. Be quick, be quick. And anybody who has doubts, I'll just come down. You can do let me know. Yes, please. I'll come down.